Before I proceed, I'd like to thank the India Foundation, especially Mr. Ram Madhav, for his fantastic cooperation with the S. Rajaranam School of International Studies. Thank you for having us in your big endeavor, particularly this conference on the Indian Ocean. Our session is about progress, and we are very fortunate today, this afternoon, to have several outstanding individuals who will be making their respective presentation following my short intervention now. I look at the theme of the conference this year, about peace, about prosperity, about progress. So I suppose if you look at peace as talking about security and strategic issues, we have prosperity based mostly on economic and business linkages. Progress, I would like to take this opportunity to stress that it must be connected with having more people-to-people linkages, working on educational as well as cultural linkages to strengthen the relationship that we have around the Indian Ocean rim. So for me, I would just take a few minutes to stress that although, as we have heard in the last 2 days, there have been many decades, even century-old connections of different communities and countries around the Indian Ocean rim, we still have to do more with regard to social, educational and cultural connectivity. These days, it's easier to fly from one location around the Indian Ocean to another, but I believe we should do more to bring awareness about our respective cultures and heritage and share them with the rest of the countries and community living around the Indian Ocean rim. In this respect, many people in Singapore as well as in Southeast Asian region, we call ourselves members of the ASEAN regional group, have emphasized the need for us to be digitally aware. We should do more to bring our population in Southeast Asia, in the ASEAN member states, into the digital age and to connect the different population across Southeast Asia through high technology, better education in terms of using the computers, internet, and so on. In this respect, I feel that in the Indian Ocean region, we should also take the opportunity to do more to bring our younger generation, to bring our not so young generation, and to bring the young at heart generation more connected using the digital and other high technology facilities that are being set up throughout the Indian Ocean region in Southeast Asia and beyond. So one of the things that I feel we should do more in order to achieve progress, in order to achieve better understanding, would be to bring more and more of our people, not just the people who are very well educated, who are well off, but everybody as much as possible to be connected through the internet, through the social media, through whatever possible facilities with regard to the digitalized economy. In this respect, our young people will have to be more attuned with the developments in the digitalized economy, which means that their curriculum at school and the universities would have to change. There must be more and more directly related subjects so that our young generation can perform and meet the expectation of a digitalized economy. In the ASEAN region, we have focus now on issues like e-commerce, protection of intellectual properties, and all the other essential component of a digitalized economy. And going forward, I believe more and more of the Indian Ocean nations should also be clued in to this new generation of a digitalized economy. The second thing I want to stress is that we should also, as you heard this morning, Foreign Secretary Jai Shankar talk about the need for community building, the need to have a sense of identity for nations around the Indian Ocean Rim. And going forward, this is something that we must try to do more and more. And every time I look at the India Foundation logo on the board, where you see three words: analysis, advocacy, and awareness, it reminded us, or at least me, of the need for more such action to be undertaken so that we can have a heightened sense of belonging, whether we come from the western side of the ocean or the central part of the ocean or the eastern part of the ocean, so that the Indian Ocean as a central theme and sense of belonging can be more strongly cultivated and ingrained into the population living around the ocean. Going forward, I see the need for more bilateral as well as multilateral institutions to help promote this sense of identity and develop more and more attributes of this community living around the Indian Ocean. And I think we have heard quite a lot in the last 2 days about the different potential and opportunities as well as challenges confronting us in developing more such bilateral and multilateral mechanisms. For now, I will stop here and invite my fellow panelists to develop their respective ideas, and then after that we can have some short interactive session. We are still waiting for our friend from Maldives. Yeah, if he is somewhere around, he can come up to the stage anytime. But otherwise, we will have to try to cover his aspect, the Maldives perspective, in 1 minute. If he doesn't show up after our 3 speakers on the stage have spoken, I will do what I can about Maldives. Okay. Next, I think we should invite
Tan Sri Rastam.
Tan Sri Rastam to make his presentation. May I invite Tan Sri Rastam to the lectern, please?